Hi everyone. This week I'm going to be trying steeking for the very first time. If you're not familiar with steeking, steeking is a knitting technique where you cut your knitting, which sounds terrifying and feels terrifying, but all the blogs and videos have assured me is not and is very controlled. So you might steek in a project if you are knitting something in the round, basically a tube, and you want to cut it to maybe make a cardigan. If you've been following along, I have knitted the Yule Vast sweater I have knitted the Yule Vast vest, and the pattern requires that you knit in the round all the way up through the armholes, and then you steek the armholes and then add some ribbing in an alternative color. I am super excited and a little bit nervous to try it out. But I've done a little bit of research. I've definitely been looking at YouTube videos. And so follow along as I block and steek my project. And then I will talk a little bit about what I've been working on this week, a couple Christmas presents, a couple smaller projects rather than large projects. I think my large project for the last month has been this Christmas vest. And I will be honest, I've been putting off finishing this vest because I've been purely scared of steeking it. So let me bite the bullet and get started with blocking it so that we can then steek it. Follow along. And if this is your first time on my channel, hi, my name is Megan. I live in New England with my cats and my husband, and we do cozy activities. We like to get around New England. We like to do cozy hobbies. I do a lot of knitting, baking, puzzling, and so many cozy activities. So if this is something that's interesting to you, please stick around.
What Not gonna stress, not gonna make a mess. Oh, I wanna be less than I can be. I want it fall to wash me. The wicked drown in water, let go wicked.
I steeked it. Here are the armholes. It was a little bit frightening, I won't lie, to cut it and feel like maybe that it would all unravel, but the crochet reinforcements really held, and I'm really excited to start picking up stitches and finish off these armholes and the neck stitches. So I'm really excited about that. This was not as scary. Once I got the crochet reinforcements in, this was not as scary as I thought it was going to be. I absolutely think if you're scared of steeking, you should also try it. Maybe what I should have done is steeked my swatch gate, but you know, I was really just eager to get to the main project. And yeah, I think if you can see, it holds it really well. Yeah, that's the edge that I steeked, and I think it turned out really well. So I'll talk a little bit more later about how this project has gone. Overall, I think it's a great project, but I wouldn't say it's a beginner project. I definitely struggled a little bit with it. I'll just try it on, and then you can see how the steeking went. Yay, we have armholes. Imagine this with some ribbing here and here, but that's how it's going to look. And I think it turned out really well so far. I'm really excited to finish this project. That turned out better than I could have hoped, I think. Hi everyone, I'm back to do a little recap of my knitting week and the Yulvast pattern. As you saw in the previous clips, I successfully steeked the Yulvast, also known as Christmas Vest, which is a pattern designed by Christina Janish. I just wanted to talk a little bit about how the whole process of knitting it and steeking it and just making this vest has gone. And then I will go into talking a little bit about what else is on my needles this week, what I'm working on. I have a couple of Christmas-y presents that I'm working on. I have a new cast on to go with my Christmas vest. And yeah, I'll just get into that right now. So again, reintroducing you to my Christmas vest. Here it is, successfully steeked and ready to pick up stitches for the armholes and the neck. And I don't know if you can see it. I might have to lean back a little bit. This vest has been a couple weeks in the making. If you've been following along from the very beginning, I got this yarn, well, most of the yarn at Rhinebeck in October. So I've been thinking about this vest since the fall. And I got the white, the cream, and the red at Rhinebeck from Primrose Yarn. And then I got the green in a subsequent video. I showed myself going to local yarn shops in Rhode Island to search for a green for the Christmas. I think it turned out to be the perfect green for this color combination. I am so pleased with this vintagey sort of classical Christmas look that this has sort of worked into. So yeah, the colors turned out really well. I was a little bit worried because technically the white and the red are sport weight yarns, and the green actually was a fingering weight, I believe, yarn, but it actually ended up performing just fine, at least to my standards. So I'm super pleased with that. But yeah, I've been working on this essentially then since Rhinebeck. A couple of things to note is that this is kind of a choose your own adventure pattern. The majority of the instructions are about shaping, about how to knit the body, but there's very little instruction on how to do the color work. So the designer just provides a bunch of color work charts, and you just kind of choose which ones and which order you want them to go. And that's actually really fun. I think it's a really fun activity to sort of think, oh, what would go well after trees? Maybe some Christmas ornaments. So that was actually really fun. The thing is, these charts aren't designed specifically to repeat perfectly in the number of stitches that you have in, at least the size that I knitted, which was small. And so there was a little bit of math that needed to happen, and I was a little bit nervous about how that was going to go. But the way that I sort of fudged it was that there were 100 stitches in the front and the back and 16 stitches on each side. And if there was any fudging that needed to happen, I made sure that the repeats happened as well as perfectly as they could in the 100 stitches in front and back. And then the fudging would happen in the side panels. I figured, people aren't looking as closely on the side panels. So you could see like the star pattern usually has this sort of diamond shape, triangle shape in this, in the middle. And if you look at the side, I omitted it because I needed to take out some stitches to make the repeats work. So, just stuff like that made this very much a thinking heavy piece. And to be honest, I enjoyed that. That doesn't bother me. I really like doing stranded color work. It felt like a cool challenge to see how I could fit these patterns onto this vest. But yes, if you are considering knitting this pattern, I want you to be aware of that. If you are someone who feels new to color work, or perhaps just does not want to figure these things out for yourself, then this might not be the pattern for you. Another thing to consider was that while most of it is knit in the round, there is a little bit once you reach the neck section where you do have to do color work on the wrong side. And this was my first time doing it. I didn't actually look up any videos on it or blog posts. I just kind of instinctively went for it, and it turned out well. There were a couple mistakes I had to fix, like where I was catching the floats. I actually ended up catching them on the right side of the pattern. So then the floats were in the front, and I was like, oh, no, that's really not what I want to see. So I had to fix those. But other than that, I don't think it was a huge deal to have it on the reverse side. But yeah, this is kind of like a much more complicated pattern than I thought it was going to be. Not to say it's a bad pattern, just a little bit more advanced than I was prepared for. So that is definitely something to keep in mind should you be working on something like this. And, but all that to say, I think it turned out well. I'm really excited to finish it. I'm going to hopefully finish it this week. And yeah, that's how that's been going. I'll keep you updated and I'll show it when it's done. In terms of projects that I've finished this week, you've all, if you've seen my previous video, seen this before, but now it has the front ribbing. And this is the Harris hood by, I believe, Cheryl Mutaki. And I love it. It is my favorite winter accessory. Absolutely. I am a hood girl. I think hoods and balaclavas, I think this actually falls under the balaclava category. I think they are really popular at the moment, and I think for good reason. We are all just tired of having cold ears. And this one is so cozy, beautifully designed. It looks so good down and up. And I just feel like I'm going on an adventure in Narnia or something when I wear it. But it's soft with the fiber that I got at the Fiber Festival of New England. I got this Juniper Farms yarn that I got at Knitty Gritty Yarn Girl. And then I got this mohair at Nightingale's Fiber. And it just went beautifully together. I just am super pleased with it. I am happy to have it off my needles unblocked and ready to wear. So I've worn it out a couple times and I love it. Ooh. And so something that I'm currently working on is I have one finished mitt and I'm currently casting on the other one. This is the Timber by Tin Can Knits. And it's a lovely fingerless glove that I am knitting. This is actually a holiday present for my Pilates instructor, and she is wonderful. And sometimes she has cold hands in the studio. Usually the studio is pretty warm, but sometimes, like just coming in from outside, you can have cold hands. And since she does corrections, I was like, do you want some fingerless gloves? And she said yes. So I decided to knit her some fingerless gloves to warm up her hands. And she's going on a trip to Europe in a couple of weeks. So I'm hoping to get this done by then so that she can take them with her if she wants. I mean, obviously they're hers to do with as she pleases after they're, finished and blocked and handed off to her. But I might knit a couple of these for friends and myself because I think this is a really nice pattern. I think it turns out really beautifully. It's a fun cable pattern. It's simple but fun. This side knit up pretty fast. So yeah, that's the Timber. That's Timber by Tin Can Knits. And what else do I have? Okay. Here we have a little bit of complication. We have a hat. This is, in previous videos, I have shown the start of this hat, but this is not the hat that I've shown in previous videos because I had to re-knit this hat. And actually I am cannibalizing the hat that I knit. So I'm knitting it directly from the original hat, which was huge. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Why did I think that this was going to fit anybody? It's just ginormous. And I think the problem that I had with it was that this is a vintage pattern. It's the seaside pattern, seaside caps pattern for family by Patterns UK, and I think they made it specifically for their capstan fiber, and that yarn I think is out of production, and this pattern is from the 60s. And it was designed in a very 60s way. I'm not super familiar with vintage patterns, but this pattern for a hat was designed to be knit flat and then seamed. And I don't have much experience with hats, but I've only ever knit hats in the round. So I wanted to knit this in the round, especially because it's cabled, and I didn't want to, I just prefer knitting in the round. So I converted it to knit in the round, but I'm wondering if I didn't take into account how knitting in the round would fit differently than knitting flat. I'm not sure. I'm not super familiar with that. It was ginormous, so I just wanted to re-knit it for my husband because it was a helmet. And so I re-knit it for my husband, and I think it's gonna fit much better. What I had to do, besides making the modifications I did last time to make it in the round, was also remove one of the repeats, and so we're missing one of the cables from the original pattern. But I think this is the right size, I'm hoping. But yes, that I'm hoping will be done within the next couple weeks. It's a fun, very simple cable pattern, so there's that. And I think this would be great if you are looking for something very classic in terms of a fisherman's cap. This is it. You just might need to, again, work on the pattern a little bit to suit your needs. So one thing that I'm hoping to cast on this week is another hood, because I'm almost done with my Yule Vast, and I wanted to keep knitting in the Christmas spirit. So I'm going to knit a hood to go with my Yule Vast. So I did pick up some yarn yesterday from Knit Club in Providence, a red fingering and a red mohair that I'm going to work together into the pixie hood. I'm totally blanking on the name. This hood by Fable Knits, and I'm super excited about it. It has a little like pixie kind of elfish little point at the back that's meant to like protect your hairstyle. I think it will be absolutely darling. I'm really excited to try it out. I'm really excited to knit it up because I've now discovered that hoods are really fun to knit. Yeah, and I'm just very excited for that project. So I'll update you next time on how that's going. And thank you so much for sticking around with me and listening to me chat about my knits this week. It's been super fun to have this venue to talk about my knitting and interact with other people in the knitting community. So thank you so much for watching my video. I'm wishing you all success and fun in your knitting projects, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.